How's it going, guys? Good afternoon. We're here on Chopper History on Monday, and today we wanted to, which Chopper History is brought to you by Indian Motorcycles.
Indian Motorcycles.
Yeah, thanks, Indian, for sponsoring Chopper History. Today we wanted to talk about Laconia. So it's a big topic around here. I don't know how many of you guys are local, but when I say local, I mean the whole New England area as well as New York. Laconia is definitely a conversation that has been brought up a lot in the last week or so, and we wanted to
last couple of weeks.
Yeah, really. We wanted to elaborate because, like we said the other day, our paint show, which was supposed to be this Saturday, has been canceled due to the Broken Spoke being closed, and we thought that we would bring on here Melissa and Steve, who are part owners of the Broken Spoke, and we could talk to them about what their thoughts are on why they closed and what Laconia itself. So let's bring on Steve. Hey, Steve.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Hey, Steve, how you doing?
Good. It was great.
Oh, you're cutting out, Steve. I think it's audio. I don't know if any of you guys can hear him, but yeah, we hear you now.
Okay.
There you go.
I just want to say it was nice seeing you in Sturgis, and what an amazing show you put on out there.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, we did have a really good show in Sturgis. So if any of you guys didn't see us on our Facebook Live videos, you can go back and check it out. We had a really busy show. It was awesome. It was one of our best ones yet. Tons of good bikes. Yeah, the judges had a tough decision.
I could see why. It was and then your ride, your hamster ride was amazing also. So thank you very, very much.
Well, hey, listen, we love coming there. The Iron Horse is a great destination for us. It's a great location for our paint show. And, now the hamsters, we all love coming down there on Thursday after our ride. It's comfortable. You guys really make it great for us.
Well, thank you very, very much for all you do. We really, really appreciate you.
Yeah, well, we love the Iron Horse as well as the Broken Spokes. So I guess we can get to it. So I uploaded a couple of pictures. So this was Laconia. I found these in DP's archives. This was Laconia 1978. So as you guys can see, some old bikes. Look at that. Look at the mufflers on that bike.
And you notice there's no vendor tent set up along Main Street there, along the Weirs Beach.
Yep, I see that.
Here's another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shovel head. And then notice the guy's shorts on the left. Cut off jeans.
Yeah.
We have friends that still wear those shorts.
Oh, I bet they're probably from New Hampshire too.
Yeah, cut off jean shorts.
Yeah, but like as DP said, you can see there's no vendors in these pictures, but everybody obviously went and still had a good time. So I'm assuming this is like looking down the hill.
Yeah, this is looking down the hill, and you notice there's no bikes. I don't think there's any bikes parked in the middle either. And they allowed cars to go down Weirs Boulevard also back then.
Yeah, so it's dramatically changed. And then this picture was supposedly this year. It was, I'm assuming, Saturday. So there was still quite a few bikes, but not anything like what it was. And then I uploaded this video. I took this last year, so you can. So have you heard anything about this weekend? Was it busy at all?
Well, we talked to a few of our good friends and also some of our other bar owners and stuff, and they said that there are some bikes in town, but due to the restrictions and some of the regulations and stuff like that, there's just not a lot going on. There's not a lot for people to go see. I know, I know the past pictures of no vendors and stuff, but vendors are a big part of any bike week. I mean, just as we were in Sturgis, I think that was a great, I think was a good bike week because people like to shop, they like to travel, they like to go around to all the locations to see all the vendors, all the big rigs, and all the aftermarket parts people, and you know, I just what we have been told, and I will be up there in a few days, but so far it's very quiet.
Yeah, I mean, I got a hold of one of my good friends has a place up there, and that's where we stay when we go up. And I talked to him this morning, and he said that this weekend was not much different than any summer weekend up there as far as bikes go.
Yes,
It was two-way traffic down on Weir's Beach. They allowed cars to go through. There wasn't much of any kind of a backup going down the hill into the beach. And he said there was people congregating on the boulevard out in front of some of the bars. But other than that, he said it was pretty slow.
Well, I think that what happens is, when the guys roll in, I mean, it's a beautiful. We love Laconia. My sister and I also love Laconia. It's beautiful up there. But people still want to go to a destination. They want to be able to sit down and eat, and they want to be able to have entertainment, and they want to be able to shop and see the vendors and all that. And we weren't able to accommodate that. And your show is one of our favorite shows and probably our staple show that you put on. And we just felt that we couldn't accommodate the guest and give them a good experience. I mean, if you're there, I mean, the show it's a great show, but weren't able to have outside food, weren't able to have outside entertainment or amplified music. Everybody had to be seated. You had to wear a cloth mask, not a paper mask. So trying to enforce all that, it was just for us unobtainable. It just was too hard to do to give people a good experience.
Yeah, and I think if people go up there during, bike week because they want that experience, otherwise they can go any week of the year. It's not going to be any different. They're looking for the vendors to be able to sit and watch a band, to see bikes, to socialize. If they can't do that, it's no motorcycle week experience.
Yeah, I mean, we were really looking forward to Laconia. When it got canceled from June, we figured, oh, geez, the end of August, well, it'll work. And everybody around here has been really we've been really promoting our paint show up there. And we had, I think we were going to have a lot of participation. But, then, how it went the last few weeks. After Sturgis, it got kind of, things changed. So, hey, it is what it is.
Well, guys, I mean, as Sturgis went on and progressed, I mean, we kept getting, as the week progressed, we kept getting more emails and more restrictions and additional things that we felt that were just going to be really hard to control and obtain. And again, we love the Laconia up there. My sister's worked so hard with, Jay Allen and you guys and everybody to give everybody a great experience, during bike week and every year. And, it breaks our heart not to be open and not do it, but it also, we don't want people to come and be disappointed and not be, have the adequate service and,
Right.
hey, have a seat and eat and everything, but you're not even allowed to get up and mingle. There's just, it would have been a very hard thing to do, and then to take the risk of losing your license or being fined. I mean, the fines were going to be substantial. I mean, some of them were as much as closing the bar for 24 hours, and some for 10 days. It's a hard thing to do, and we were all out there. You guys were in Sturgis. People were they like to have the freedom of what they wanted to do and choose what they want to do. And I think we had an amazing Sturgis. Personally, I mean, I loved your shows and everything you did, but I don't think that we could have been able to do the same things in Laconia.
Yeah, no, And we had an amazing Sturgis too. I got to say it was one of the best Sturgises that we had in a long time. Not only because of the paint, but everything went really smooth. The crowd was down. You could get around. There was nothing any different than any other year as far as restrictions go. And we had a great time.
Well, and that's the experience we would have liked to had in Laconia. And listen, we want everybody to be successful. We want everybody to have a great Laconia, but you have to also be thoughtful of, what kind of experience can we provide for people when they get to the location. And
Yeah.
if you can't feed them and you can't give them any music and you can't, get up and mingle and do things, it's just hard to do. And again, people, I personally feel that people love the vendors and all that, and it spreads people out. People, I mean, you guys were in Sturgis. I mean, people were up at, Rapid City, Harley Davidson, and out at the Indian dealership. People were traveling. They were at, the Black Hills and everything. People were riding and doing stuff. They want to be entertained and they want to shop and they want to see things. So that being said, if you can't have any of those things, I do think it does hurt. Hurts the event.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, absolutely. And you don't want to give people a bad taste in their mouth for the coming years.
Correct. Again, your shows. I mean, we're fortunate to have you guys as partners, and you do the shows with us in Daytona, Sturgis, and up there. And again, it does break our heart not to have it, but we also want to make sure when people get there, they have a great experience and they're happy and they leave there with a good experience and go, wow, that was a good time.
Yeah, I agree. And we kind of went through the same thing with our bike night last week that we had to cancel it. And it's just that there was just too many rules and too many variable things that could have happened. And as much as, our customers want to have it, we do too. We love having our bike nights, as you guys probably love Laconia and love having an event there. And it's, we're just as bummed as our customers, but it is what it is. We can't change it. And also, we don't want to get on the bad side of our towns, because I'm sure they could crack down on us way more than we could do anything to them.
Well, and that's one of the things, Jody, that people don't understand is the repercussions. I mean, it's so hard to police that. And, you have people having a good time and stuff. And nobody wants to be the mask police, and nobody wants to have to go tell them, hey, go put your mask back on and have all that. And it's a tough thing. It's a tough decision. And it was a hard decision for my sister to make. And, again, we don't want to disappoint anybody. We love this business. We love what we do. We love what you guys do. I think we have a great relationship. And, Jody, you're a badass. You're one of the fastest women in the United States. So, I love seeing you guys. And your dad is amazing at what he does and the painting and everything. So we love this. We truly, truly love this business. But it's a sad thing when you feel like you can't adhere to all the rules and obtain them, and the repercussions are pretty bad.
Right. And that's it. The town could easily crack down on us and just make stuff up.
You could ultimately lose your license and be out of business.
Right. Yeah. We totally understand that. And, that was the point of kind of having you guys on here, so that hopefully you guys that are watching, listening, that you can, kind of understand what's happening. And if any of you guys watching or listening want to comment, let us know your thoughts. If anybody was up in Laconia this weekend, how was it? What is your thoughts? I see we got a couple of people want to know about Biketoberfest. So where you guys own the Iron Horse and Broken Spoke in Ormond Beach, what are your thoughts on Biketoberfest?
Decision's going to be made in September.
The decision's going to be made in September.
Okay.
They had a meeting while we were all in Sturgis, and it's kind of a 50-50 deal, just kind of seeing how things are going to pan out. Daytona is Daytona, and there's Ormond Beach, which is where the Harley dealership is. You guys are good friends with the Rossmeyers, and then the Broken Spoke and the Iron Horse are in Ormond Beach also. So right now, it's kind of a 50-50 deal. And, we're hoping for the best. And again, I really, really, in our hearts, believe that if you have vendors and you have things going on, it spreads the crowds out. It gives people things to do. They ride from location to location and don't congregate in one area. So I'm hoping for the positive, and they allow that to happen in the Ormond Beach area. And if it does, that'd be amazing. We can, again, we'll team up with you guys and everybody and have a good time again.
If Daytona sets some rules, does it apply to you guys because you're in a different town, or do they do it like county wise down there?
Ormond Beach has its own their set of rules, and they have their own. Excuse me. They have different rules. In other words, Daytona has its own mayor and has its own city council. Ormond Beach has a separate. So yeah, Ormond Beach doesn't have to follow the rules of Daytona Beach, although they try to work together because it is it's all encompassed in one. But again, Ormond Beach, as you know, last year, Daytona chose to close down on Saturday. Ormond Beach allowed everybody to stay open Saturday, and then after Sunday, they kind of changed the rules, but they accommodated all the vendors, especially out of Harley Davidson and all that, which I thought was a very, very smart move because people were already there, and all the vendors were already there. Everybody had their hotel rooms and everybody had their accommodations, so it made sense to go ahead and carry it out through that Sunday.
Yeah, which so back in March, did you guys really? Because that's when all this started. Is towards the end of Bike Week. Did you guys notice business was a little bit slower on that Friday and Saturday? Do you think people went home early, or do you think people just kind of stuck to their plans and stuck it out?
I may have saw. I live off I-95, right behind Harley Davidson there, so I saw a few motorhomes and stuff leaving, but not anything any different. I mean, we had a great weekend. I mean, Iron Horse and the Broken Spoke had a really good weekend, and people were still, Harley Davidson. I have a couple of vendors that I associate with out at Harley Davidson, and they had a great crowd Saturday. And, they typically close down on Sunday, and the vendors, the big rigs and all that, the aftermarket parts people start taking down on Sunday. But I don't see much difference at all, to be honest with you. I think people enjoy themselves, and,
How about sales in Sturgis? So I was talking to I'm good buddies with the guys from Reinhardt's, and they were saying they killed it. Like they had bikes lined up to get exhaust systems. So I mean they said that it was no different than any other year. They still were really busy. I
talked to a few of the guys that had Melissa, what is that one 3-wheeler that they sell down there? It was on Lozelle Street. They had a great year. I think they sold for 21 of them. The vendors were saying they were doing real well. We have friends, Doug and Misty from
I think they do down in Deadwood.
They had a really good Deadwood. They have a permanent store down there. They said they had one of the best years they ever had. And the positive part about it was nobody was talking about COVID-19.
Wow, I thought the same thing.
Everybody had such a positive, happy attitude. They were just glad to be able to ride.
Do something.
You didn't see people congregating. A lot of the places like the Iron Horse and and a lot of the campgrounds and stuff didn't have the big major concerts to create those crowds. It just was a lot of good riding. We had friends come in from Virginia, Walt and the guys from Rolling Thunder. They were out there and they said, people were out at, Custer. They were out at, the everywhere, the Badlands and everywhere. People were riding and enjoying themselves. And, it was I just thought it was a positive experience.
I agree 100%. I noticed that there was a lot more people riding, which that's kind of what a bike event is about. I kind of noticed where you guys are just as far from Sturgis as we are, but a ton of people rode out, which was great. It's cool that, I'm sure the airlines hated it, but it was good to, have so many people ride to Sturgis. And whether they rode just to ride or they rode because they didn't want to fly, whatever the reason. But I mean, that's what motorcycle events should be, about riding. And, I know the vendors were definitely down. I mean, the Lozelle Street wasn't like normal, but there was still some good vendors and seems like they all did very well.
Well, I'll
The
tell you this, Jody, not to interrupt you, but I talked to one of the directors out of Harley Davidson in Rapid City. He was sold out with vendors.
It's awesome.
He had no more space. I mean, he has an additional lot. I think you guys are aware of outside, not on the main Harley Davidson lot, but he has an additional parking lot that he converts over to vendors, and he was sold out. I asked him about a 10 by 10 tent. He goes, "I wish I could help you, but I have no more space." So,
That's awesome.
you know, I do believe vendors are a big, big part of any motorcycle rally. People love to go shop and buy their, whether it's like you said, cut off shirts, sleeves, or, tacky shirts or cool shirts. Like I got two of y'all shirts, and I wore them the other day. I wish I'd have known. I'd have been wearing it today to represent for you.
Yeah.
But, I think that's a big part of everything, and that was one of the hardest decisions for us to make in Laconia because we truly love that area, and it's tough. But you want people to be able to come and sit, and if they want a hamburger or they want some food, I don't know. You want everybody to have a good time. I mean,
Right.
I went out to the Indian dealership in Sturgis, and I mean, they put a lot of money into that area and stuff. And you know what? I'm glad they were rewarded because they were very, very busy. I mean, you look at the investment in the areas because they know that the events are going to go on and continue. And hey, kudos to the governor of that state because they allowed it to happen. I didn't see the big restrictions. And again, I know that Indian's one of y'all's sponsors, but look at the infrastructure they have put out down there by the Sturgis coffee shop, down in that area. So
They had an awesome display.
They sure do. And they were extremely busy. So
it's awesome because like we said before, is the whole experience of Bike Week is, to ride your motorcycle, to see all your friends and socialize, to see vendors that, I don't know that people are gonna from around here pretty much go to Sturgis and can see PM, or see Ness. That's a part of it. They all want to see the latest stuff and see it in person and buy the knickknacks and the cutoff shirts and whatnot. So it's all part of the experience. And if there isn't that, how is this weekend any different than a weekend in July? It's
the
not.
difference is that it probably would have been easier to have it in another weekend without all the restrictions because all the restrictions came down in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, so they probably would have done that unless you had it after November. They probably would have done that no matter what weekend. And as I'm sure Laconia, you can only ride so much up there, otherwise you're freezing.
And that's true. And again, I understand all the, listen, we don't want anybody to be sick or hurt, or we want everybody to be healthy and happy and do great. But, again, you have to make a choice when you do these things of what are the repercussions if you can't enforce the rules. And, it's just hard. You're dealing with people that, they like to ride, they like their freedom, and they like to do what they want to do. And again, I mean, I was with you guys and my sister in Sturgis, and it was a very, very positive experience. I mean, it was great. It felt good doing everything.
It was like normal.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Really last thing I want to do is go to I'm 62 years old. Last thing I want to do is go to a grown man and say, hey, you got to put your mask on and sit down. It's like you're back in school.
And even like, the people that you're going to hire to do that, they're not making much. It's like the stores around here, they have some young kid probably making minimum wage standing at the door telling you to wear your mask. And, somebody like either one of you guys walks up to him and says, no, I'm not going to wear my mask. What's that kid going to do?
Well, the bad part about that is if he chooses not to wear that mask, then we're the ones that get fined and penalized.
Right.
Not the individual that chooses not to wear that mask. And again, we don't want to be that wet blanket or negative Nelly and say, hey guys, this is the rules, and be put in that position. And again, we love our partnership with you guys. Again, amazing job in Sturgis, amazing job in Daytona in March. I mean, what a show in March at Daytona.
Yeah, we did have a really good show at the Broken Spoke.
It's been getting better and better all the time. you know.
And we appreciate you, having a relationship with Indian and helping us with our association with Indian. And we appreciate everything. We really, really do, guys. This was a tough, tough decision, but we just felt that in the spirit of having a good time and good vibes, it was the right one to do.
Yeah, we back you up on that.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. Will the Broken Spoke open back up again? Up in
Yes.
Laconia?
Yes.
When
Yes, it will.
what do you have a date for when it will open back up for people watching?
I will be going up with my sister here in about 2 or 3 days, and that decision we'll be making here shortly. But I will be up there probably Wednesday or Thursday, and then we'll make that decision. But yes, it will be reopened.
Okay, good. That's good to know. We'll be sure to share that so our fans and followers can see that, if they want Laconia and have the Broken Spoke experience, they can. Just happens.
Well, are you going to be out setting any more records this year, or what are you up to?
Well, there's nothing really happening this year, but I was supposed to ride in the Cannonball in September, but they postponed it till next year. And I'm riding a 1912 single-cylinder, single-speed Holly. So it's going to be quite the challenge to go 30 miles on a four horsepower motorcycle, pretty much a big bicycle.
Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to seeing your new stuff, and guys, we appreciate everything you do with us. And again, like I said, it was a hard decision, but we thought it was the best decision in the spirit of just having a good time and enjoying yourself and being safe.
Yeah, we agree.
No, hey, listen, you did what you had to do. That's it.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming on here, Steve, and Melissa too. And we'll look forward to the Broken Spoke back up in Laconia and Daytona and all that, next year, if not in October.
You guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Melissa.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. So I wanted to catch some of these comments over here. I know there was a bunch of people. So we got Kyle from Ontario.
JP.
Oh, what's up, JP? JP said he was up down here. He said he was in Laconia. Where's his comment? Oh, different JP.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, let me go back up the top so we can start from the top. Oh, hey, Mal. Hope you're watching from a comfortable couch at a hotel somewhere. Mike Woodcheck, we love those steak tips too. At the Iron
steak
Horse.
Tips at the Iron Horse in Daytona.
Those are delicious.
Second to none. They're really, really good.
Yeah, those are delicious. Hi, Dee. Dee says it would have been her 40th year. Holy cow.
Yeah.
So what would it have been for you?
Well, my first year was 1970. So it would have been 50 plus years
50 years.
for me in Laconia.
No, it had to be before. Yeah, 70, because those pictures I found were like 74.
Yeah, 1970. I went to Laconia. I was on a 1964 Sportster, and I had my sleeping bag rolled up on the back of my bike.
Oh, I think I got that picture.
Yeah,
and I'll have to post it.
Me and several friends, we rode up there, and back then it was camping on the side of Route 104, and you just found a spot, and you just pulled over on the side of the road, and you set up your camp, and it was crazy. You stayed there all weekend. There was, you might run out to get some food or something, but we never went down to Wares Beach. We stayed out, out there where you camped, and I mean there was plenty going on. So you were never bored. I mean, it was like a parade, and it was also a parade of craziness.
Chaos.
Yeah. So that was, I think, 1970 and 71, we camped out. And then 72 was the first year we rented a cabin up on the lake and at Christmas Island. And we went back there. Oh, we stayed at Christmas Island probably for the next 10 or 15 years. We rented cabins out on Christmas Island. It was great. We had a good time. We would sit out front of Christmas Island on the road, and there was this little steakhouse right there. And so we would all hang out there, and people would come and go in a steakhouse. And so one night, a guy comes up to us and says, "Hey, wondering if you guys could help me. My bike just broke down, and I wonder if you could help me put it in my truck." We said, "Sure, no problem." So a whole bunch of us, we lifted this bike up, put it in the truck, and hey, thanks a lot, guys. See you later. Well, about a half hour later, a guy comes out of the restaurant and says, "Where's my bike? My bike was stolen." The guy stole a bike, and we helped him load it. We had no idea, of course, back then. I don't know what ever happened after that, whether he got it back or not, but we couldn't really, nobody paid much attention to, a license plate number or nothing like that. So, but yeah, there was a lot of experiences. Let me tell you, back in the day in Laconia, it was pretty crazy.
I see Brian Pelletier says they just canceled the Thursday night cruise at the Rainham dog track. I guess the 25. So have they had it at Walmart? So right down the street from us is a Walmart.
They've had Walmart.
They have every Friday.
Yeah,
there's
every
a cruise
Friday
night.
Yeah,
and they get a pretty good crowd down there. At Walmart, so we go down there once in a while. But I guess that stinks because there's probably a lot of old guys that, as we know, they get there at like 3:00.
Right,
they don't have anything to do.
Yeah, older guys that are retired that have hot rod cars, they'll look forward to that. I mean, at Walmart starts they're there at 1 PM.
Yeah,
we
see all the hot rods driving by the shop because we're on the main road that Walmart's on. We said, what's it looking like for October? Joe Cooper from Australia. That's pretty cool. John Gilmet. It's another steak tips. Yeah, everybody loves the steak tips from the Iron Horse.
Absolutely.
Oh, hi, Lena. I hope you're at work, Lena.
Yeah.
Jen Mitchell Photography. She helps us out with our Instagram as well as Facebook stuff.
Yeah.
Phil said he's been going to Laconia for 35 years. Yikes, you guys are all dating yourselves. We got 35, 40, and 50 years for Laconia.
No, that's my friend. He works on the cruise.
Stephen Rogers was just like a regular weekend up there, but at least the riding was beautiful. The King of Angus is a fun scenic ride. Yeah, I agree. So that's good. So this person just said that it was like a regular weekend up there too.
Yeah, that's what Kurt said.
Yeah, that's what we heard. Craig Ferry, the news here in Florida is the city of Daytona is leaning towards not having Bike Fest. It's not, we don't, obviously, Craig, I agree with you. I highly doubt it will actually happen, but they're going to make an announcement in September, like Steve and Melissa just told us. Jay DePietro says same thing. No different up there. Random weekend aside from the hotel rates, which was typical bike week rates, non-refundable. My Aunt Bibi. Hey, Aunt Bibi. She's watching. Oh, Tommy Lynch.
Hey, Tom. How's it going?
Hi, Tommy.
I hope we get to see you at Biketoberfest, but
probably not. Hate to say it.
Yeah.
Greg said, look at trailer sales were very, very strong before the event. So Greg Snyder runs Carmate Trailers in Pennsylvania, which is the trailer that we use for our race bike. Great American-made trailers.
Laura. Hi, Laura.
Serge is amazing. Yeah, we agree, Laura. Definitely Serge is a good. Hi, Tony. Tony Sportelli was out in Sturgis with us.
Tony, your bag is done.
Yeah. What did he lose?
Your bag and your latch.
Did he lose a bag? Is that why you need one bag painted?
No, he needed both.
Oh, okay. George, we can't wait for masks to be over too. I purposely do not go to stores. I go to the local little grocery store by my house, and that is it. And that's even like once every couple of weeks. My refrigerator's empty, but whatever.
Doug Robinson. Hey, Doug.
Oh, hi, Doug. Yeah, Doug. We saw him. I only saw him for like a minute in Sturgis.
Doug wasn't. Yeah. Doug hurt his back.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that.
Dave Sylvia, 1982 was his first year in Laconia. Okay. Yeah.
Look at camping at the track. Enter at your own risk.
Yeah, camping at the track back in that era was literally at your own risk. That was a crazy, crazy place out back. They were burning cars. And I mean, it was nuts out there, But that was back in the day when people could get away with all that stuff. You can't, that's not happening anymore.
This,
Except if you're a rioter.
yeah, right. No, they can. You're allowed to riot. You just can't go to Bike Week.
Yeah, you can riot and burn police cruisers, but you can't go to Bike Week.
Yeah, go figure. Steve Huff from Seattle. Vic T says first year I went was 1965.
Wow.
So your first year, 1970?
1970.
With the Montigans.
Yeah.
With the girls that own the local Harley dealership down the street, Monty's Harley Davidson.
Yeah.
How much older are they than you?
Laura's the same age as me.
How old's Kathy?
She's Dee's age.
Oh, okay, so she's younger too.
Yeah.
So is it Laurie that kind of brought you up there?
Yeah, I went with Laurie and a couple other people. Yeah.
All right, Lena, kindergarten week 2. So this is a sin. My Lena Fairless, who's on here, you guys can go watch their show. I believe they do it at 1:00. Anyway, so Rocky is in kindergarten this year, and he has to log into the computer 7:45 to 3:30 and sit in front of an iPad Monday through Friday.
That's
a 5-year-old.
ridiculous.
That's crazy. School's crazy. I feel bad for kids. Up in Laconia now, it's a ghost town. Been going for 20 years. Don't miss the traffic. Yeah, well, I guess it's good. There's probably no traffic.
Yeah.
Remember camping at the track? They called it Hell Hill. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's Tommy Lynch, 1976. Yeah. Right, Tom. Yeah. All Laconia in the 70s was pretty crazy.
Yeah, no doubt. There's some pictures, which I'll post some. I'll have to find the picture of you on your Sportster with your camping gear and your leather jacket.
Yeah, I had my leather jacket on and my fry boots. And
that was before you met Alan and Donnie with their pointy toe boots.
Right. And we rode up there. I mean, I can't imagine riding an old Lionhead Sportster. That far. I mean, I have a hard time riding an Lionhead Sportster around the block nowadays.
Well, that's right. You already did it.
Yeah,
You're
but
good.
back
You don't
then,
need to
that's what we rode. Old Lionheads, and that was cool. And, you didn't think anything of it.
Christopher Seal says, what year were the riots in Laconia in the late 60s? Dave, we still drag racing here in North Carolina. No shutdown so far. That's good.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
the riots were in the 60s.
What were they rioting?
Oh, it was just,
anything political?
Bike around. No, it wasn't a political thing at all.
What? Just causing trouble?
Yeah.
Bikers giving that image of what, people think of bikers?
Yeah. The police overreacting, and
it still goes on now, just in a different aspect.
Right.
Doug Robbins says, my mind is 35 and my back is 95.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I was sorry to hear that, Doug. You gotta get you back to go younger. Tommy Lynch says, crashed a Sportster and a car and got a tattoo.
Oh, good. Yeah. Tom, did you have that tattoo dated or what?
Yeah. How's it look now?
Yeah.
We want to see it now.
Yeah.
Grot's on here.
Oh, hey, Grot. How we doing? Grot does a radio show, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We'll have to look it up and listen to it. Yeah.
Grot, tell us what radio show you do.
Yeah, Grot, comment on there. Vic T says fry boots. Oh my God, I think they were still in for old timers. No, that's not true. I have a pair of fry boots that I love that I actually bought secondhand because they're all worn in. That I love those boots. They're nice boots. Look at Amanda Dunbar. Hitchhiked to first Laconia in 1977.
Oh yeah, okay.
I bet a lot of people probably hitchhiked back then.
Yeah. To
Laconia.
Should I tell my hitchhiking story? Okay. In Laconia in 1970, we're all hanging on the side of the road, partying, and so we're all drinking. Well, I finished drinking a beer and I threw the beer can across the road into the woods. Well, a cop was sitting right there. Cruiser was just coming. They pulled over, they grabbed me, said, you're under arrest for littering. Get in the car. So they put me in the cruiser. So now they're driving me. It's like 20 miles to the police station. So that, you know, I'm saying, come on, man, can't you give me a break? I mean, you know, I'll go back and pick up the beer can. And, you know, so they're just busting my balls. So after we drive about 10 miles, they said, all right, we're going to give you a break. We're going to let you out, and you better walk back. If we see you hitchhiking, we're taking you back in. So I'm like, okay, no problem. So they let me out on the side of the road. And as soon as they get out of sight, I stuck my thumb out. Some guy came along on a bike, said, jump on the back. I jumped on the back, and he brought me back to the camp. So that was one of my many stories.
And which that probably, you know, like that's better than if you were to sit in jail for a night as, you know, punishment. It's okay. Right. Now you got to find your way back. And right. But obviously hitchhiking was more safe than it is now. Grot says bikerradio.com, the biker inner circle.
Oh, okay. Biker inner circle.
Yeah, Grot, we'll have to check it out.
Yeah, for sure.
Tommy says it's covered. It was a red devil tattoo. John Holloway from England. My head, 18-year-olds, my ankles and knees. Oh, so Doug Robinson, this guy can relate. John Holloway, he says, my head's an 18-year-old. My ankles and knees is 122. Yeah, I guess you guys had some good 70s probably.
Oh, yeah.
70s and 80s. All right, I think that's it for our show today. Make sure you guys join in on Thursday. We're going to have a tour of the museum. The Sturgis Motorcycle
Emma's
Museum.
Emma's going to be on.
Yeah, so we're going to get Emma, who is the director of the Museum and Hall of Fame.
Of Sturgis.
And she's going to give us a tour. So you guys can see all the cool memorabilia they have, the motorcycles, as well as all the people that are in the Hall of Fame, including both of us, in which we're going to send them a bunch of stuff to put in the museum. But it should be a really good show on Thursday. So if any of you guys have any questions about the museum or anything, please feel free to chime in and comment, and we'll get to them. It might take us a minute, but we'll get to your comments and questions about the museum. So make sure you tune in on Thursday. And I guess that's what, as we talked about at the beginning of the show, unfortunately, our paint show has been canceled for Laconia. So we will not have a paint show this coming weekend in Laconia. It has been canceled. So Jeff, that answers your question on the bottom there. Laconia, our paint show is canceled. Will not happen. All right, I think that's it. You got anything else to add to it?
No. I think that should just about do it.
Yep.
Tommy Lynch says flashbacks. Yeah, I know. I agree, Tom.
Yeah, Tommy, that's what our show is about.
Yeah.
History. All right. So thank you very much to Indian Motorcycles for sponsoring Chopper History, helping us preserve motorcycling and bringing you stories that you can't read from Google and guests. We will hopefully have a lot more guests coming up. I got some people lined up. So make sure you follow our Facebook page and comment and like and share our posts so we can get more people on here. We can get more guests, more stuff. And if there's anything you guys want us to talk about or you want us to elaborate on, please comment or send us a message, any of that. And we'll try to get to everything. But all right, I guess.
Okay, well, thanks to Indian for being our sponsor.
Yep. All right, and we will see you guys on Thursday with a tour of the Sturgis Motorcycle Museum. So make sure you tune in. Tell all your friends to tune in, and we'll see you guys on Thursday.
Okay.
So see ya.